Alright, gentlemen. So there are new changes for Demon Hunter on the alpha. They redid a lot of things, and so you how to say this? You might think, okay, they just changed the layouts, right? Like no big deal. Well, I dig through the Wowhead files or like the changes to every single spell that Wowhead posts, the data mine stuff, and dude, it looks crazy. So just to catch you guys up to speed, they changed the layout of the talents in a way because people were not happy with the way that it was set up. They also changed the layout of the baseline as well. For example, this talent here used to be like here somewhere, but now it's on its own. And there's a bunch of other things, but we're gonna get into it in a bit, okay? But first, we have to talk about this. So we have data mined the class and spell tuning for the latest Dragonflight beta build, including the addition of Vengeance Demon Hunter talents and the Priest talent tree rework. So they didn't just change things for Vengeance, guys. They changed things for Havoc as well. And this is the biggest thing. Okay, it's not the biggest thing. It's one of the biggest things. Okay, I'm actually pretty excited. So your demonic wards right now in Shadowlands reduce your damage taken by about 23%, 25%, something like that. But that's because of a conduit. In Dragonflight, we won't have this conduit. Thus, they changed the baseline demonic ward ability to be 15% now. So we're going to be walking around with 15% wall in Dragonflight instead of the 5% that I was afraid of. I posted this on the forums as well, that I really wanted to keep this. And I think they listened, because here it is. So thank fucking Lord. Then there's some random stuff here. We don't really care about this, because it's just for the programming side of things for it to work. Then we got Hour of Pain, which is a talent that is vengeance only, and we don't care about this. So the position of Blind Fury was changed. More on that in a bit. I'll talk about all the position-based things I'm going to talk about in a bit, okay? So Burning Wound, position changed. This doesn't matter, this doesn't matter. Now this is interesting, okay? So last video, 4 days ago, from whenever this video is made, I talked about how I was not a fan of Chaos Theory, okay? And they made this change here, which is pretty big. So basically what they did was they made Chaos Theory a 1-point talent instead of a 2-point talent, but then reduced its effectiveness by a little bit, making it much more desirable. So if we go back to the tree here, you have Chaos Theory here. It's only 1 point, you see? I will just reset this real quick. Here, now you can see it, 1 point. So this makes it much more desirable to take, because you don't have to commit a ton of talent points into stuff. Any talent point that requires you to put 2 points into it is pretty sketch. Which is why this is such a big deal. So this makes Chaos Theory more desirable. Like Blade Dance, obviously increasing the crit chance of a Chaos Strike with all the amplifiers that we're going to talk about in a bit, is interesting. Then we got this. I don't know why this got changed like this. So your healing, this talent here got changed to Vengeance only. I'm assuming this is just like some weird stuff, because it's obviously in the baseline tree, so it's probably just like some weird interaction they're changing. I'm not 100% sure, but they're not. A lot of people have asked me like, yo, like this ability right here, Citadel Flame says, you know, requires Demon Hunter Vengeance, so like, oh, let me scroll up. It says requires Demon Hunter Vengeance, so, you know, surely you can't use this as Havoc DH, but that's not true. That's just like a typo thing. which is like a relic from like the past, you know. Then you got Cycle of Hatred got changed. This is absolutely fucking massive. So instead of Chaos Strike, so before it was Chaos Strike also reduces the cooldown of Eye-Beam by 0.5 and additional 0.5 when it refunds Fury, okay? Now they made it to reduce 0.5 at all times, okay? And then there's a second rank that makes it so that the additional 0.5 you get from the Fury you always get. Just to show you here. So if I put down some talent points real quick, I will show you. I'm just clicking random shit. Don't so here. So Blade Dance, Chaos Strike, and Reclaive Tempest reduce the cooldown of Eye-Beam by 0.5, whereas before it was only Chaos Strike. Okay? And I can put 2 points into this, making it 1 second. If I click this now, I can check the change log. So it went from in the first build, Chaos Strike reduced the cooldown of Eye-Beam by 1 second, and additional 1 second when it critical strikes. Got nerfed to 0.5. Then it got changed now to its 0.5 all the time. And the additional 0.5 when you refund Fury is also all the time if you got 2 points. So it's 1 second. This is absolutely massive. And I think it's going to make like haste base DH really strong. I think this change right here, because you have to realize, before, when you had to refund Fury, or you had to crit, and your refund Fury chance is modified by your crit chance. Where is it? Where's the talent? Here. The chance that Chaos Strike will refund 20 Fury is increased by 50% of your critical strike chance. So they basically try to push, like, okay, if you want to play Cycle of Hatred, you kind of have to play crit. Now you actually want to play haste with Cycle of Hatred, because more haste equals more Fury, equals reduced cooldown of Glaive Tempest and Blade Dance, equals shorter GCD, equals more Cycle of Hatred procs. So haste seems much better for Cycle of Hatred playstyle, where we have tons of demonic uptime, metamorphosis uptime. Okay. So if we go back here, so this is absolutely massive. So Cycle of Hatred, we're going to be playing that in Dragonflight if this stays. They're also they're not looking to change the name anymore, I don't think. I'm not 100% sure. Dancing with Fate, position got changed, we'll talk that in a bit. Mass of the Glaive, they changed. So that your throw glaive has 2 charges. It didn't have that before. So massive as well. You know, right now in Shadowlands, if you spec into this, you have 2 charges, but for some reason Dragonflight you only had 1. But now they made it so you have 2 charges, which is amazing. They also changed the name from debilitating cuts to massive glaive, but whatever, it doesn't matter. They changed Demon Blaze damage output, which doesn't matter. It's kind of a random change. I'm curious to see if the damage got changed. I guess we can't see because the tooltip in Shadowlands is outdated and just says deal shadow damage. So we don't actually know whether the value is lower now than it is on Shadowlands, or this is the Shadowlands value and they increase it in Dragonflight. But this doesn't matter. Demon Blaze is not like an important ability. Demon Muscle, talent position got changed, but again, it's a shit talent. So like I talked about in last video, so you shouldn't even think about this. They made Demonic Appetite be 1 point instead of 2, which I kind of talked about in the last video about how it's completely stupid that you have to put 2 points into this. It's really, really bad. But now they made it 1 point, so that's amazing. Makes it much more desirable. So Elysian Decree here, I'm not sure what got changed. Oh, they just made it not Korean only, I guess. Yeah. This is just like a tooltip update. Now this is the biggest change so far, okay? And this is not something that they showed anywhere. You have to like look this up yourself. So, okay. So Essence Break before was absolutely ass. The initial damage did no damage, 59% attack power. And increase your Chaos Strike and Blade Dance by 40% for 6 seconds, which is you know, good, but it's not anything major. Now it's a 40-second cooldown. It deals 280% attack power damage, which is half a hunt, okay? And increases the damage your Chaos Strike and Blade Dance deal by 100%, okay? 100%. This is insane. This means that if you want to do a burst, you would I-beam to get into demonic form, Essence Break, Blade Dance, Chaos Strike. And those two Blade Dance Chaos Strikes would do absurd damage. Now, one thing I don't like is that Essence Break is a 40-second cooldown, making it not line up with I-beam, because I-beam is a 30-second cooldown, and we don't like having... You don't want to sit there with I-beam and wait for Essence Break to come off cooldown. However, this is where Cycle of Hatred comes in, because this reduces your I-beam cooldown by 1 second, meaning that this should at least reduce the cooldown of your I-beam by 10 seconds, meaning your I-beam cooldown is now 20 seconds or less, meaning that there is now synergy between Essence Break and I-beam, which there wasn't before in Shadowlands, because Essence Break was a 20-second cooldown, I-beam was a 30-second cooldown, but now there's synergy between the two. So, I think Essence Break might be absolutely fucking busted. However, the pathing to get down there is a bit awkward, and we will talk about that in a minute. What else got changed? Fellblade position got changed. That's pretty nice. So this change is weird. So basically, they made it so First Blood now doesn't deal additional damage. But I don't know if this is like a typo, like they just changed the wording a bit because it doesn't technically increase your damage. I don't know. I think this is a typo change. I think. Let's see, what else was there? Oh yeah, so this is interesting. So, gain critical strike damage equal to 50% of your crit chance. Now, both ranks are the same. I'm assuming it's going to be 25 and 50. But this is really insane. But I still don't think crit is going to be the move. I really don't think so. But there's a chance, right? It's 50. Let's say you stack crit, and you get 40% crit. No, you can't even get that, I don't think. I think 30%, 35% is the highest you're probably going to get by stacking. So let's say 30%. This talent is going to increase your crit damage by 15%. I don't think that's that big of a deal. It looks big on paper right here because it's 50%, which sounds big, but it's not that much. Oh yeah, so they changed Relentless Onslaught. So before it was 8%, which was absolutely ass. Now it's a 2 rank one, and the first rank is 6%, but the second rank is 12%. So they kind of buffed it, but now it requires more points. I still don't really like this talent, right? But now at least it'll do something. They changed Hunt a bit. Like, they changed the wording, but it didn't actually change. What else was there? Oh, yeah. So, Cleanse by Flame PB talent has been removed. This is kind of downs. I'm not a fan of this. I really like playing Cleanse by Flame to get myself out of roots and stuff. So, this is pretty downs. But, you know, it's whatever. And then they're trying to do some weird change to Father to the Flame. I don't know yet what it is, but they're doing some change. Because there's a bunch of changes for Father to the Flame. They renamed it to Father to the Flame NYI. So I don't know if they're going to change the name. I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do, but they're doing some change. But anyway, so then let's look at the new position for the talents. So let's reset it. So now we have I-Beam first one, we take that, and now you can already choose between Demon Blades. You might think, oh nice, I can choose Demon Blades this early, but this is actually really, really bad. And this is almost like a nerf, because any talent point that goes into itself here and doesn't like branch out to anything causes you to spend 1 point and not move anywhere. Does that make sense? So basically, it's fine, but it's also not fine, right? So now we think, okay, where do we want to go? So we have increased Chaos Strike damage by 15%. This is obviously massive. You have a Throw Glade does 25% increased damage for each enemy hit. This is completely ass. Butt cheeks, okay? So, but we need Dancing with Fate, which makes this like super awkward. So we're gonna have to take this shitty talent to get Dancing with Fate, and then we get First Blood, obviously. Then you can get a mess. All these things are requirement. I can't see myself playing without Dancing with Fate, right? Like it's too broken. And then on the right side here we have a Fury Generation. Don't really care about it. Rush increased damage. We don't care about this anymore because we're not going to play Outbound Chaos anymore. More on that in a minute. Also, one thing I should probably mention. Hold on, I need to do this. There. Okay, so Unbound Chaos lasts 12 seconds now instead of 20, which makes it much worse. Okay. So Netherwalk is being gatekept by a shitty talent. This is pretty unfortunate. And some matchups you will need to play Netherwalk, but I think now you're going to run Glimpse instead and use Glimpse as a pseudo Netherwalk. Now obviously we need this. Increase Emulation Aura and for 2 seconds to get stun. Obviously mandatory to have Feather Option in PvP. And then obviously on the left side here we have Chaos Strike damage, which we need. We can take Demonic Appetite for 1 point now, which is absolutely amazing. We'll look at that in a minute. But yeah, so now we're like kind of, you can kind of see where this is going, right? The right side is still supreme because we're using 2 points to get stun, 3 points, sorry, to get stun. And this moves 3 points over into this direction, and this allows us to branch out. So now we can get Trail of Ruin. And unfortunately, Burning Wound is being gatekept by Relentless Onslaught, which is kind of tragic. But it's just necessary, right? So you get Burning Wound, Growing Inferno. And here's another kind of shitty talent point. These two, Blind Fury and Serrated Glaive. These 2 talent points are kind of gatekeeping the middle. These 3 talent points, which you absolutely need. So you're going to take Serrated Glaive. And obviously this Furious Gaze and Lux can kill, increasing your I-Beam damage by quite a bit. I don't think Blind Fury is the play. However, I've been thinking a bit. So I'll show you. So if I go this, right, this is probably what most people are gonna do with their middle. I think the middle is gonna be absolutely insane because we get the Chaotic Transformation, so we can I-Beam Blade Dance meta, I-Beam Blade Dance on our 2 minute, or I guess 3 minute burst now. Got Inner Demon, which adds quite a bit of damage to your burst. We got Restless Hunter, which again adds quite a bit of damage to your burst. And with Essence Break, you could do disgusting damage with this. However, one thing you have to keep in mind is that Restless Hunter only procs when you leave demon form. This means that in order to do the biggest burst possible, you have to I-Beam to enter Demonic and sit in that form, and then not press your Metamorphosis yet. Wait till your demonic form here cancels. You get this buff, then your Metamorphosis, and now you press Essence Break, Blade Dance, and you do insane one-shot damage. This is a lot of setup, but I think it's going to be worth it. Then you have Shadow Destiny. This combined with Cycle of Hatred will cause your demonic or a metamorphosis uptime to be massive. I think this is gonna get nerfed. This seems completely broken if you stack haste, and which is why I think haste is gonna be superior, because you're gonna have almost permanent metamorphosis uptime. Then on the right side here we have Father to the Flame. Obviously unnecessary. It's just too good of a talent. Allows you to break free of CC because the demon hits you, and also allows you to heal yourself to full in like clutch situations, and increases your damage by 20%. So now we're kind of in an interesting spot, right? So we have 5 talent points. We could drop these 2 and go 2 into this, and then use 5 talent points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to get Essence Break. Or we could go harder into down here. We could either take Felt Bombardment or Glaive Tempest. I think Glaive Tempest, because it reduces the cooldown of your metamorphosis, so it's a very useful global. Soul Rend, and is their means, and there you have it. So this is like one build, right? Then you have another build where you take 2 points into Blind Fury instead of Serrated Glaive. You take the standard middle part. You take Father to the Flame, obviously. You take Chaos Theory, Allister Prey, Know Your Enemy. And... wait, did I do something wrong? Oh. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, okay. So I guess you can play Father if you want to do this. So there's that build. I don't think any of these talent points are worth. Like, I don't think Armor and Chaos is gonna be worth. I don't think Tactical Tree is gonna be worth. I don't think Momentum's gonna be worth. I think these things are kind of like ass. But I do like this a lot. Although you don't stack crit, this will still like do something, right? Because you will inevitably have some crit. Isolated Prey obviously is nice. It also increases Chaos Nova stun by 2 instead of 1. So your Chaos Nova is a 6-second stun now, which is kind of insane. Chaos Theory, obviously, no, it's decent, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't really tell which is gonna be better. I'm gonna have to play for feel. However, my gut tells me that I don't know. Here's the thing, okay? So, okay. I think Inner Demon might be kind of bad. Okay? Because it only does 136% attack power damage, which is not a lot. If I check Chaos Strike damage real quick. Chaos Strike is about 100%, so it does about Chaos Strike damage. So what you could do is you could drop this point, put it into Ragefire, put this point here, drop Glaive Tempest, and get Father to the Flame. You could do this, which might be better. I'm not 100% sure. It's hard to say, right? But like some variation of this though, this build is probably gonna be Biss. Now I want to talk about the baseline tree real quick. I don't want to make the video too long. There's not too many changes. I'm just gonna quickly tell into the basic build that I was talking about. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Okay. So this is like the basic baseline build you're gonna go. You could drop like some of these points up here for something else. Personally, I think dropping 1 point here and then taking Consume Magic, improve Consume Magic is better. But I do think almost everything else is like interchangeable. Because okay, so they nerfed improved Sigil of Misery. I think this was. Wait, maybe I'm fried. I remember it being stronger. Yeah, it was 90 before. So they changed it to 30, which is a massive nerf. But I think they also changed Sigil of Misery's cooldown too. Yeah, so it was 3 minutes, now it's 2 minutes. Resulting in the exact same thing, except Sigil of Misery is better without this talent. So you could not run this talent because a 1 minute 30 silence or 1 minute 30 fear or a 2 minute fear, regardless it's going to be strong. So you could drop this. They also added this one, Erratic Fellheart, which is pretty interesting. Basically reduces the cooldown of your Fell Rush by 15% per point. You always got Auto Blur down here, which we don't fuck with. Okay, Auto Blur is decent, but I don't think it's gonna be good. I think this is gonna be the build interchangeably. I don't think you're gonna be changing any of this stuff ever, really. I think it's too good. You could run Bouncing Glaive over the 10 Fury here. If I do this. Sorry, one sec. So you could run this Ricochet thing instead of the 10 Fury, because if you're against like something where you need to be slowing a lot, it could be strong. However, I don't think it's very often that you care about your Throw Glaive ricocheting. I don't think it's that important. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, another thing. So they made your Fell Rush have 2 charges quickly. I don't know if you guys remember before, but your Fell Rush, you actually needed to kind of like spend like a lot of talent points to get a second Fell Rush charge. But now you can get it fairly easy. Just 1 point up here. So that's pretty nice. So overall in all, the new talent changes are interesting. Essence Break being 100% increased damage seems really fucking OP. I'm curious to see how this is gonna pan out. I think it's possible that we stop playing Growing Inferno and Burning Wound, and we start thinking about crit more, and start to think about setting up one-shots or bursts with Essence Break. Only time will tell, of course. One thing I've kind of been thinking about is you could drop like a lot of points in order to get down here. Let me show you what I mean. So you don't need Serrated Glaive to get Burning Wound and Growing Inferno. So Burning Wound and Growing Inferno is tons of damage, right? These like are amazing talents, but what you could do is you could take Blinding Fury, Chaotic Transformation, Chaos Theory, Eyesight of Prey, Know Your Enemy, and you get Essence Break. Again, these 4 talents are useless. Then what you could do is Critical Chaos all of a sudden becomes really valuable because it's synergized with Chaos Theory, because it causes your Chaos Strike to refund Fury more often, depending on the crit chance, and Chaos Theory increases the crit chance, so obviously they synergize. So what you could do is you take this point here, 2 down here, 1 now. Then you have 1 more point. And you take Father to the Flame. This could be good too, because again, Restless Hunter requires a lot of setup. So I don't know if this is going to be good. Or Or you could, yeah, yeah, you could do this. You could also drop this point right here and take Restless Hunter if you want. I don't think that's worth. What I want them to do is change Essence Break's position a bit. I think it's too awkward to get for what it's worth. It's 2 globals of 100% increased damage. Like I really want them to change the placement a bit. I don't really know how to do that, but I would like if I could play Essence Break without going into crit, because this kind of encourages like a crit, a one-shot playstyle, which I'm not a fan of. I will have to test it on alpha once I get it. Once they start doing the PvP testing, I'll probably make a crit set, try to crit build, and make a haste set, try to haste build. But basically, the way you have to look at this talent tree is left side is crit, right side is haste and mastery, but generally haste. But yeah, that's about it. I appreciate you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I will see you guys in the next video.